Good morning, everybody, from Daytona International Speedway. Daytona 500 champion, Jimmy Johnson. Woke up early this morning to the NASCAR Driving Experience. You can check out a link to that video either up here or down below. We're going to do the track tour and museum again today. We've done that just about every year. We like coming back here again, see what's new. Here's some track history. An advance warning because they are doing the NASCAR Driving Experience today. You can't go on the track with the tram like you normally do, but they take you through the infield. So we'll come along for the ride. That Coke Zero isn't gonna make it. So we're back on the tour again. $26 for the tour. It includes the ability to go inside the museum as well at the end of this tour. Today, of course, we're not going on the race surface. Usually you can go on the race surface and check out start-finish line, climb up the embankment. Can't do that while cars are out on the track because of safety reasons. We've been doing this tour just about annually for like the last 20 years. It changes a little bit every year. They have kind of a deluxe or VIP version of this tour, which takes you into the media room and the briefing room and a couple other locations that are not included on the regular tour. And I've done that before too. I think it all used to just be one standard tour, to be quite honest. But they've kind of broken us off into like basic and VIP. Here we go. Shining bright, like a diamond. We are listening to a list of all of the races that happen during the year.
You'll see it here, sometimes two. That's actually one of our official NASCAR spotters here. We've got four of them around our high bank turn. One at each exit, one at each exit. Yeah. Okay, here we go, folks. Down one of our quarter hills. Welcome to the Daytona International Speedway! We're 200 feet, folks. Also at the bottom of that
Turn 1 into turn 2.
Double yellow lines up to the wall is only 40 feet wide.
In order to stay on the track, if you're in your regular car, you'd have to maintain speeds of at least 55 miles an hour. Stay on the embankment.
Folks, looking off the passenger side, you're going to see Lake Lloyd. Lake Lloyd's a man-made lake. And from there is where they hauled over 100 million cubic yards of dirt and silt to turn the high banks that we have around the speedway. They'll also stock Lake Lloyd with fresh fish here at our speed week. So if you've got an infield camping area, you can actually go fishing in Lake Lloyd. The cameras around them bandstands, it does look like a
In case you don't know, the reason why the seats are all different colors is because on TV, even if there's not somebody sitting there, it looks like somebody is sitting there, so it always looks like a sold-out crowd. This place holds greater than 100,000 fans. If you're curious how much it costs to rent one of the suites to watch the races here, prices start at about $250,000 a race.
Called the Busch Series. Plus the Rolex cars use it when they come for their 24-hour race in January. So if we make this turn up here, folks, looking off the driver's side, we're going to see one of our Snorkel fuel stations. Snorkel's a founding leading partner with NASCAR, supplying all of our official race fuel. Take a look at the prices on these pumps, folks. You think our cars is gas is expensive? 112 octane at $12.60 a gallon. Now next to that, folks, is one of our Goodyear tire garages. Goodyear is also a leading product sponsor in NASCAR.
So we're heading into Victory Lane, which I do not believe that we went to last year on the tour, but I'm wondering if it's an alternative because we're not able to get on the track here today.
Speedway on TV and the movies, right? I like talking NASCAR. When you see the Daytona 500 doing its burnouts over there in front of that flagger, you'd swear it was flat, right? Take a look at that, folks. That's the tri-oval section. That's not flat. It's actually 18 degrees. Now watch this hot rod coming up.
So by the way, fun fact, those seats are sloped 31 degrees, which is the same sloping on the high banks here on the track. Heading into Victory Lane. We're not allowed to jump on the stage or go in the seats. But basically, you'd see this on TV. Victor bringing their car in here, doing the product shuffle, champagne, Coca-Cola, what have you, hoisting the trophy. So once the winning festivities are over for the Daytona 500, the car that wins ends up going into the museum for a full year. However, the car owner receives $26 million for winning the race, which is not a bad consolation prize for having their car locked up for the entire year. You can see out in the stands here for watching in Victory Lane, they have everything marked off where people are supposed to be standing. Local outlets, to the series sponsor, to NASCAR, more local outlets, NASCAR Social up there. See our local Central Florida channels here too. During Welcome to Rockville, this infield grass area, that's basically it for the entire concert area. One main stage down on this end, the other main stage down on the other end, and then side stages all around the track. Fun fact, that infield, where Rockville is, can hold up to 15 sports arenas inside the middle of it, so it doesn't look as big at face value when you're just passing it by, but it is huge. Coming back around the front so we can go inside. A few years back, it cost $44 million to renovate this track. The Speedway has 7,000 solar panels, which is enough to power up the entire Speedway and the businesses across the street. Make it a stop. So these cars are in an embankment that's 31 degrees, which is the actual embankment of the racetrack, just to give you perspective of how high or how steep things are when the cars are going that way. We got 2311 Racing represented right up front here. Martin Truex Jr., and Bubba. Eric Jones and the family $1.43 hiding back there. Christopher Bell's car on display out here. This is the Toyota funnel. We're heading on out. Here's a look down. Got all this dirt out here now too above the grass because we just had all the dirt racing for motorcycles during bike week. Wow. How fast did it go? There's bald eagles flying up there. Right above Daytona International Speedway. I mean, how much more American can you get?
Wow. That's pretty amazing.
America. The first thing you see when you're coming off the tour and entering in the museum is the actual car that William Byron drove to win the Daytona 500 this year. If you don't know the story of William Byron, it's pretty incredible. Did not come up driving like most folks do when you're thinking of like go-karts and all kinds of other things. Instead got his start internet racing or e-racing. All the confetti that's on the car was the confetti that actually flew in Victory Lane. You see how it got inside the car too. All the wind marks, rubbing on the car as well. We have the Richard Petty Achievement Award presented for outstanding achievement and contribution to the Daytona 500. And the winners of that award, of course, William Franz and his wife and friends. And then the Daytona International Wall of Winners, dating back to 1959 with Lee Petty, Junior Johnson, Marvin Panch, Fireball Roberts, Richard Petty here. Average speed 143 back in 1979. The man, the myth, the legend, Jimmy Johnson. More recently, Denny Hamlin. Better than your favorite race driver. Here's a piece of the old racetrack before they repaved everything back in 2010. We actually have a piece of the racetrack at home in our display case. Not quite as big as this. And here is the Harley J. Earl Trophy for winning the Daytona 500. Oh, they have a Tony Stewart sprint car. I don't remember this from the last time that we were here. It's Hudson Hornet.
Heritage of Daytona.
That's what it says. And they actually updated the year to 2024.
This is pretty cool. I can read.
Yep, you can. Florida education. She's all like, yay! This is Henry Ford's 999. Because if you're 999,
999.
all kinds of speed records broken here. And here is the original course out on the beach from 1936 to 1958. The North Turn. You can go out to a bar restaurant out that way now and check out the site. Marlboro and Miller Lite. It's a Tony Stewart helmet from 2001 from the Indy 500. I don't know how much protection that helmet was giving people. It's Big Daddy Darn Garlett's helmet. And a model of his car. Here's a Darrell Waltrip helmet. And this helmet is autographed by the starting field for the 2009 Coke Zero 400. It's a Bill Elliott helmet. I know a lot of people into Bill Elliott. I was never a fan of his. Evel Knievel! What? The motorcycle exhibit is open. This was closed the last time that we were here.
The sound of motorcycles, right?
That's a motorcycle. These are incredible. So we recently did a video at New Smyrna Raceway with old classic or very vintage motorcycle racing from the Sons of Speed. We can put a link to that video up above or down below. Racing's war heroes. All of these folks wore 2 helmets. They're in the war and racing. Again, here's that 31-degree embankment. With Dale Sr., the Intimidator, hanging on right up there. Here's this autograph book and an autograph hound signed by 3 generations of Earnhardts. Ralph, Dale, and Jr. You have Rusty Wallace's car right next to Jimmy Johnson. That is awesome. They used to have Van Halen Porsche in here too, but it has been removed. This Jimmy car is from 2006 to 2007. the GOAT. This is Bob Tullius's Jaguar XJR7.
Jaguar.
Jaguar. I like when you're up close and you can see that this is clearly a wrap. It looks like a paint job from far away. This is Jimmy Johnson's Le Mans car from 2023. Look at this little guy. Tiny. And Richard Petty, the king. Got some Hall of Fame bus plaques in here. Bill Franz. That's an incredible likeness. Darrell Waltrip. Boogity boogity boogity. Rusty Wallace. He's got like shifty eyes. And here's the king. You can take a photo in a car here. Martin Truex Jr. Jeff Gordon back there. Heading deeper into the museum. Dale Sr. Hot Rod magazines. Alright, we've got boats, and we've even got things hanging from the ceiling. Alright, Daytona International, that's going to do it for our tour today. We will do a Rockville preview video once the band times and some other information is announced. I'll give you some final thoughts about Rockville specifically. But around the track today, awesome day. It's always racing, 365 days a year here. It is an incredible vibe. Thanks a lot for coming along. Thank you very much for all of your likes, comments, and subscriptions. Treat others the way you want to be treated. Have a great night, day. See you guys.